Hello, 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 hello. Everybody, is anybody out there? Let's find out in the chat app. In the chat app. How's everybody doing tonight on a Monday night? It's Monday. We're in the chat app. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Humble Among here. Hi. Getting ready for the gathering of the Juggalos. It's upon us. I'm leaving tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night. I'll be on the road tomorrow, nonetheless. I'm going to be driving half of my trip and staying in Pennsylvania overnight, and then finishing my trip to the gathering of the Juggalos. It's real, folks. It's really real. A little bit anxious about it, I'll be honest. Yeah, it's fucking real. It's really going down. I have some things I want to talk about before I get into the Bizzar stuff. I'm going to go through both albums, and I'm going to talk about each song briefly, some of my thoughts and feelings about each song briefly. And what I kind of want to do is figure out how they're going to do this Bizzar set. I have a theory of how I think they're going to do it. And as we go through these songs, I'll kind of talk about that. I think they're going to cut some songs, maybe. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll only do pieces of some songs, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First of all, though, I wanted to talk about a few things. A few things here and there, you know what I'm saying? Wonderland, my new album, out now. Still out now everywhere. Go check that out. CDs are in New Jersey, the last I checked. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow before I leave so I can bring them to the gathering. I have to set aside a few for you folks that pre-ordered. I won't be able to mail them out until I get back, unfortunately, because I'm going to be just getting out of here right after work, basically, tomorrow. I'm going to be throwing everything in my car and trying to get the fuck out of here as quick as possible. So, but hopefully the CDs will be here, and I will be able to bring them to the gathering. So check. I will have other CDs, regardless. So if you want copies of Fear of a Whack Planet, Halloween Tape 3, I'll even have some copies of Halloween Tape 2 and Christmas Tape 1, which I don't know if they're going to get repressed, so if you want copies of rare art, hit me up. $10 a piece, straight up, for all these bitches. And I'll have shirts. So if you want Humble Among shirts, I'll have the Sasquatch design, the Alien design, the goddamn the Public Enemy boy, and I'll have some stickers on me as well. I'm handing out stickers for free. I'm probably going to be randomly handing out CDs for free. Please, if you support me, though, throw me a 10 spot for a CD. I really appreciate it. It helps me support this artistic endeavor I call Humble Among. SuperCam206 in the chat. Sup with you, SuperCam206. I'm doing a YouTube stream, and I'm talking about random Juggalo shit. And yeah, I'm kind of in a weird mood, kind of an anxious, strange mood, because I have to do quite a bit of shit still. Most of my stuff is packed, don't get me wrong. I still have to do a little bit of packing. But let me talk about things in my notes. I mentioned my album Wonderland is out now. Go check that out on all streaming services. I'm leaving tomorrow. I gotta pack up a bunch of shit. Ooh, there we go. Favorite HOK album. Probably favorite HOK, Season of the Pumpkin or Head Trauma. I have appreciated the earlier ones more recently. I just got the those HOK vinyl boys on eBay a little while back. I haven't broken them open to spin them yet to see what they sound like, but I hear they sound amazing, and it's actually the remastered audio. So I really want to check out some of that earlier stuff, because when I checked out, what was it, Homebound? It's either Homebound or Home Sweet Home more recently. I really appreciated it a lot more than I did in the past. but I think I was listening to a way better quality version. But yeah, I would have to say it's probably Head Trauma, just because the quality is a little bit better. Yeah. I watched the UFO documentary, The Phenomenon. If you haven't seen that, I've been waiting for it to come on streaming in some form where I wouldn't have to pay for it other than a streaming fee. But I ended up renting the motherfucker because I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to see this movie so bad. It's a UFO documentary about some of the more recent stuff going on with disclosure and whatnot. So if you UFO weirdos like me, go figure with that boy right there. You UFO weirdos out there like me, if you want to check some shit out, it's really informative. It goes into some of the Pentagon videos that came out and shit. Check that shit out. It's a really good watch. Kind of some videos and stuff in there that even I have not seen, and I like to think I'm up on my shit with this UFO stuff. And yeah, I feel like there's little bits and pieces of knowledge about this UFO situation that are hidden in that documentary. And the most fascinating thing is the aerial school incident that happened in Zimbabwe. If you're not familiar with that, basically a UFO landed in a field next to the playground. Several UFOs, according to the kids, like 100 kids saw this being come out of the UFO. And the being, click, shouts out to the click, this being was sort of sending psychic messages to the kids, warnings, if you will, of protect your planet, you're fucking up your planet. Fascinating case. I'm absolutely, one of my favorite UFO sightings, cases, whatever. Anyway, I know you guys love it when I talk UFO shit, so I'm going to bounce to Playboy the Beast. I saw I got a Proud Boy tattoo. That's really cringy as fuck. I really don't understand the trend of conservative rappers. I don't understand that political mindset even being involved in hip hop. But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. A lot of motherfuckers seem to like Tom McDonald and shit. A dude I work with was like, the other day was like, "Hey, do you like Tom McDonald?" And I'm like, no, he's literally no. He's literally one of the only rappers I absolutely dislike. It's just, it was right at the end of the day. It was a weird way to end the day. I tried to be polite to him about it, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I fucking hate that dude. Anyway, so yeah, what's up, Playboy the Beast? I've heard he's not familiar with his music, but I've heard he kind of went really crazy and all right in the last couple of years. So, dude got a Proud Boy tattoo. That's cringe as fuck. Shouts out to his future tattoo removal process or cover up. Listen to F versus J into Fab and Jadakiss mixtape. I'm not. Is that a Fab and Jadakiss mixtape? I guess. Listen to the intro. Does that got some HOK reference in there? Real Ainko? Ainko? What's the connection here? Anyway. ABK, Anybody Killer, dropped a remix of Bobby Brown's My Prerogative. Old New Jack Swing R&B song. I don't know what you call it. Maybe New Jack Swing. But yeah, he kind of addressed the whole East Side Ninjas thing, and there's a little skit at the beginning where he's like, how am I going to ask another man permission to go and get money? I guess a reference to Violent J and Psychopathic Records. But yeah, pretty cool little remix. Really dope, actually. And I feel like there's some dope stuff in there where ABK is kind of trying to be that bridge between the gap of Psychopathic and M&E. So yeah, good on fucking ABK for that shit. A lot of people talking about the Eminem verse in that EPMD2 song from the new Nas record. So I had to check that out. Freddie and Jason. Oh wait, dude. Wait. I know what you're talking about. Wasn't it called fuck. I know what you're talking about. They had like another horrorcore theme mixtape. I will look that up, man, actually. That's actually a really good recommendation. Thank you. I appreciate that, real Ianco. Didn't they have like a Friday the 13th mixtape? I think I listened to that. Or is that the album? I think I listened to the album. So this is a mixtape you're saying, sir? Or ma'am? Gonna get me canceled again for not knowing my pronouns. Okay. Yeah, I think I listened to that. Yeah, that's dope as shit. That's a good thing to go and refresh, though. I'm always up to. I tend to listen to things one time, you know what I mean, when they first come out, and then never check them out. Even if I like them, never check them out again. So that's actually a really good reminder. I do believe I listened to that shit though when it first came out. That was dope. Fuck, that came out a little while ago now, huh? But yeah, this Eminem verse on the Nas record. I thought the song was pretty cool. Some people are saying Eminem ruined the song. I don't know if he ruined the song. He definitely comes on and kind of switches the vibe up of the song, though. He changes the vibe completely when he comes on the song. I don't know if he ruined it, though. I like him. A lot of people hate on this new Eminem, this dibbity, the. I don't mind it. It's definitely not as listenable as old Eminem. But it's interesting. At least he's having fun playing around with shit. And I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's different. But it's not as listenable. And I think that's the thing that people are trying to say about this new Eminem is it's just not as listenable. Old Eminem has a lot of re-listenable factor into it. Maybe I'm even touching on some of the same thing where just for some reason a lot of modern music doesn't have a lot of re-listenability factor. But then again, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit there. Also in Eminem news, I saw someone mention, I missed this news story. This is a little bit of an older story at this point, but Eminem's kid came out as non-binary. Speaking of me getting canceled, but I don't talk about my politics on this stuff very often, but I'm very pro doing what the fuck you want. You know what I mean? So good for them. You know what I mean? Good for them. Um, on Korn's side of things, Korn canceled a show in Scranton, PA because someone in the Korn camp has COVID or tested positive for COVID. Not good. It makes me concerned about the way things are going to be going with touring coming up soon. I was actually given new guidelines at work today. If I feel sick, I'm not supposed to come into work, which is like, yeah, they're totally creeping back to the way things were before. That's kind of unfortunate. So I have in my notes here, are we going to go into lockdown right after the gathering? I feel like we're going to get this gathering in just barely under the wire of like things kind of shutting down again, because it definitely feels like that's ramping up, especially with me being given new guidelines at work as far as like calling in or feeling sick, any sort of cough or anything. It's back to what it was before, basically. So I feel like we're gonna go, and yeah, those memes of like my fall plans and shit's gonna end up being kind of, unfortunately, a little bit more accurate than we would like. But I think we're gonna get the gathering in, or at least I am. It seems like a lot of people are dropping out. There's a lot of motherfuckers that I was looking forward to meeting there that I've been seeing posts on social media that they're not going for whatever reason. I'm not going to out you and, say it seems like everybody has their own reasons. They're not, shook from COVID, I would say, all of them. But some of them are money reasons, some of them are more personal reasons, I would say. But nonetheless, a lot of people are definitely dropping out. And that's a little unfortunate. And I think that's going to mean that this will be a very, 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 very intimate gathering. And I think it might be a rainy gathering as well, because the rain forecast is staying rather steady. It's only about 30% rain, so what I'm hoping for is we get a nice overcast gathering. Very chill weather. Yeah, and it's nice and shady, because my pale ass would really fucking like that. That would be dope. So hopefully it doesn't get too rainy, because 30% really doesn't mean it's going to rain, even though that little rain symbol boy is on the app for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Friday has the sun symbol, actually. Saturday, though, as well. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. If it rains, it rains. I'm hoping for just overcast weather. I'm gonna hope for nice overcast weather, and it will be all good. Yeah. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right into bizarre shit. So first of all, I think it's, in my mind, it's not even worth arguing which album to listen to first. First, you have to listen to Bizzar, the question mark boy. Now, I say this because if you listen to the intro, and by the way, this there's 2 intros on each. If you compare the intros, though, the first intro is talking about the arrival of a storm. The second intro on Bizzar with 2 Z's, the eyeball boy, talks about the storm has been growing, and now it's other aspects of the storm are happening. Motherfuckers are crawling out of sewers with clown paint on. So I think using those context clues, it's pretty safe to say you're supposed to listen to the question mark boy first. If there is a listening order, I don't believe there really is a strict listening order, but in my opinion, that's what you have to do. You have to do. You got to do it. There's no other choice. In my opinion, you have to do it. I'm just kidding. But, so this intro on this first one, this is Bizzar with 2 A's, Bizaar. They, for some reason, misspelled Bizzar both ways, which is kind of awesome, and very Juggalo, I don't give a fuck. Now, I was talking on a recent stream about the era of the ICP hotline, and before I get too far into this stuff, I need to talk about that a little bit, because a lot of these songs were talked about while they were being made on the ICP hotline. A lot of them. I remember a lot of these being talked about. Rainbow and stuff, Still Stabbing in My Axe were certainly talked about. Perpetual Hype Engine playing on Let's Go All the Way was talked about. Now, I really wish these would make the light of day somehow, these recordings of Violent J, kind of giving you a behind the scenes commentary of aspects of the making of the Bizzar records. Now, also, before we get too far into this intro, I want to say this is an idea that's been floated around before, and I totally agree. I agreed. I thought at the time, actually, when the Bizzar stuff came out, that I think some of these songs were definitely meant. I even think Jay might have confirmed this on that hotline back in the day, that a lot of these songs were meant to be for the 6th, straight up, and they were maybe not good enough in Jay's mind. Maybe they felt throwaway versions of songs that would be on the 6th. Maybe they were already working on ideas for certain songs. Oh no, probably not though, because Mikey Clark, this is all Mikey Clark, and Mike P does all of the 6th. So this isn't. I feel like a lot of these songs are early versions of what would have been, maybe even straight up, this was what a Mikey Clark version of the 6 Jokers card would have been if you condense both of these albums into one album. Without further ado, though, that first intro is what got them in trouble with John Carpenter. If you go on streaming this version, the Bizaar with the question marks, you won't find the intro on streaming. This is because they sampled John Carpenter music for this, so yeah. But the intro is fresh as fuck. Both of the intros are fresh as fuck. It's kind of unfortunate that it's not on streaming, because it does, like I say, provide some context clues of the story. And I really feel like there's also early sketches of the Tempest idea as well going on with this storm that's a brewing. So we go in from that, we go into the second track, Take Me Away. Take Me Away is one of my favorite Juggalo Dark Carnival I Don't Give a Fuck songs. There's certain lines in there that really just always make me geek the fuck out. The one line that sticks out the most, though, I'm going to talk about another one that goes into this next song, because they do something really cool here that I've talked about before, that ICP does on certain albums that I think is really fresh. So there's this line that Shaggy has, Fago flying everywhere, fuck making sense. And it's such a fucking brilliant way of painting the Juggalo experience, the way that the Fago, the nonsense of these clowns throwing sugar water on a crowd, and how ridiculous it all is, and fuck making sense. The illogical nature of it is part of what makes it fresh as fuck. And that's just such a cool fucking line. Honestly, both of their verses on this shit, it sums up the Dark Carnival experience. You know, take me away, take me to that Dark Carnival. That's what ICP's music does. Anyway, without getting too nerdy juggalo with that, the other line I really wanted to talk about is only we'd rap about fucking a beehive, which brings us right into the next song, Fearless, where Shaggy 2 Dope does talk about fucking a beehive. Now, this is something that ICP does a lot, where they intertwine things. They'll mention something in one song and then do it maybe in the next song. Another example of it is in Fuck the World. He disses Beck, I believe, and the very next song is another love song where they sample Beck, which just fresh. I really like that. It's subtle. It's a very subtle thing that they do in it, but it's always so fresh to me. Fearless now is in the vein of a certain type of song. Oh yeah, so before I get too far into this though, Take Me Away better be played live. Now, I think the way they're going to have to do this is they're going to have to do pieces of songs to get all of these in, because I think people are going to want bits and pieces of some of these songs, but they can't do all of them, obviously, for pretty obvious reasons we're going to get into later. They better do all of Take Me Away, though. Fearless, honestly, I feel like they could skip. Yeah. I have in Fearless that it's a great example of their ability to paint words, with the lyrics. It's one of the best things that ICP does is painting words with lyrics. The stuff about I love it when they mention the polar bear, the Michael Jackson stuff. There's a lot of Jay talking about doing sus things, I guess is the polite way to say it. The flagpole, all of that stuff. Jeffrey Dahmer at some type of bar. That's a certain version of fearlessness. I guess you could say Jay is not homophobic by sharing these sentiments. The way that he says the line, "I'll take a chrome Desert Eagle 45 and put it to my dome and dump it." That shit's fresh as fuck. And then followed by the beehive in a tree, drop my drawers and hump it, because only the Insane Clown Posse rap about fucking a beehive. So yeah, that's really cool how they talk on the previous song that they're gonna do something, and then they do it. They actually live up to the thing that they said that they do. Anyway. After that song, there's a little skit there's actually a skit that's a series of messages, one of which is Millennium Studios in Denver, Colorado, saying there's overdue balance of $43,000, which this is another one. This goes into the very next song, What, where Shaggy says, I rent studios and don't pay. So yeah, really, once again, very fresh how they have this ongoing thing. Also in the messages is the first appearance, maybe the only appearance on record, of fucking Moon Glorious, which shout out to fucking Moon Glorious, one of my favorite old school Juggalo characters. Honestly, I believe he made a return on one of the streams. That that weird fucking stream that Jump Steady did, where they were all playing weird characters and shit. Yeah, Moon Glorious was on that one. Love Moon Glorious. But yeah, that leads into What. I think motherfuckers are going to be wanting What live. I would expect we get all of What, except for Twisted's verse, obviously. I think they probably just cut the song clean at Twisted's verse, so we get everything up until that. Which is unfortunate, because I really like the end of that. Yeah, you know what? They have to, because that extended guitar. One of my favorite parts of this song is right at the end. You hear Jay very quietly say, "Mike, get the guitar," right before the guitar solo. But obviously they're going to cut that for time, and especially because Twisted's on it. So I assume we're going to get a halfway version of What. Still Stabbin' is next. We're almost certainly going to get all of Still Stabbin', I would hope. This is Violent J at his most brilliant, wicked shit at his best. the newspaper guy's truck that runs on blood, the put 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 sound. So much fresh shit to talk about here. I could really just break down this whole song in a separate video. I'm trying to go relatively quick because I got 2 albums I'm going to get through here. Leor Cohen throws Jay out of the 17th floor window. I think that's important to point out, that another little 17 reference. That wrestling section where he talks about stabbing Tony Schiavone and Norman Smiley. How fucking dope is that? The Slipknot diss. That's why they wear masks. He brings the newspaper truck back again in the 3rd verse. The part about being in with 3-6 Mafia and just rocking shit, and they hear the guitar solo. That's something they've done a few times on a few songs, talking about rocking, and then they play like a little. I'd love that. It's such a funny joke to me. Really, I feel like Still Stabbing is Jay's ego let loose. Almost like the stabby character is Jay's ego off ego off the chain, if you will. So from Still Stabbing, we go into Tilt-A-Whirl. Tilt-A-Whirl is one of 2 music videos that ICP did at the time, that Island paid for at the time. Goddamn classic at this point. They play it at damn near every show. I expect to hear it in full, I would assume, at the Bizzar thing. I love the lyrics, the carny, slimy steez of the lyrics, the punishing motherfuckers on the Tilt-A-Whirl. Good wicked shit, man. Punishing the wicked shit, you know. I love it, man. It's so good. The back and forth, the Shaggy really kind of carrying the song in a lot of way with the arrogance. Jay's very laid back in the cut with his parts on that song. Fucking great song though. I love Tilt-A-Whirl. There's a reason they play it live a lot. We Gives No Fucks. Kind of an underrated ICP storytelling song. I feel like it was kind of I feel like it's still kind of misunderstood. It's really kind of a morality tale about getting rich and losing compassion. Kind of fucking amazing. Once again, ICP, Violent J specifically, really flexing his goddamn storytelling. Then we go into Please Don't Hate Me, which honestly I used to love Please Don't Hate Me when it first came out because it's Eminem's mom shit, but honestly it's just kind of juvenile. It's one of the ones I do kind of skip when I listen to this album. I'll let it ride out sometimes, but honestly I feel like they could skip it, and some people will miss it though. I know for a fact. I've seen people say that they're gonna do an M&E diss at the end. I don't know if they're gonna spend their time or energy wasting their breath to do something like that. Honestly, like I've said before, I feel like they've moved past it. I know other folks disagree with that. I don't think they give a fuck enough to do that. I also don't think that they want any bad blood with Eminem anymore. I think the Eminem stuff is long gone, so I feel like they probably skipped that one, and I wouldn't miss it, honestly. I know people will though. Number 10 is Behind the Paint. One of my absolute favorite ICP songs. If I made a list of favorite ICP songs, this would be a top contender, maybe number 1. I've said before, I love these Bizzar albums. I don't know if I stressed that enough at the top, how much I love these Bizzar albums. They might be my favorite, among my favorite ICP albums. Might be my favorite ICP albums. Really tough one to call. But I love these shits, man. And Behind the Paint is just amazing. Violent J and Shaggy each telling their scrub floob experience, man, and it's heart-wrenching. I always think about this song, especially when it comes to Violent J. I think about this song a lot when it comes to Violent J. I feel like this song, I mean, obviously he named his book after this song. I feel like this song, it's very autobiographical. It's a very autobiographical. I can't say that damn word. It's a very they tell their story. A very Porky Pig moment for me there. They tell their story on those verses, and you know, it makes sense that it's the title of his autobiography, honestly, because it's heavy. Behind the Paint will be the shell of a used up man. Is the refrain, I guess you would call it, at the end that he repeats. I always think about that bit. In a very dark way, I feel like this song will be the song that they play at Violent J's funeral. That's a very dark thought, but I can't help but think it. I feel like it means a lot. I feel like it's a very poignant song when it comes to ICP and what they are and who they are. Next up is track 11, Homie Baby's Mama. Honestly, kind of redundant because we just had Please Don't Hate Me. I always wondered why they didn't put this on a separate the other disc or something, just to split up the I fucked your relative songs. Um, but another one I feel like they could probably skip at the gathering or just do the first verse and the hook or something. I don't know. After that, though, is one of the freshest parts of the album, the Little Vampiro skit, which is, I believe, must be the same recording session that they did Maniac Killer for. Real quick shout out to Freak Show, which came out the same day as Bizzar and Bizzar. Also an amazing album that means a lot to me. We're not talking about Freak Show, though. We're talking about Bizzar. So Vampiro leads right into Pendulum's Promise, which, you know, is a great song. Violent J, clearly a fucking fan of Edgar Allan Poe. This is yet another, in my mind, another riff on an Edgar Allan Poe story. The other one being Old Evil Eye from Riddlebox. Definitely a riff on The Telltale Heart. But Jay kind of flips this one a little bit more, kind of takes the concept into a different way and makes it a very dark carnival device, which at the time there was the Pendulum comic, so this kind of tied into all of that stuff. And then after Pendulum's Promise, we get the secret songs, which was one of the freshest parts of Bizzar, was all the secrets, all the fun stuff in the booklet, the secret pictures behind the case of Big Stank and Lil Pooh, and Jump Steady as Hack Benjamin from the early incarnation of what would have been Big Money Wrestlers. Just awesome stuff. So the secret songs, though, you know, separated by a few minutes each of silence, very new metal, late 90s thing to do, have these secret songs on your albums. My last stream, I even had a secret song myself. If you go and you look at my last stream, there was a secret at the end, and whoop whoop. Twisted, the first secret, though, is Twisted doing Yo Mama jokes with ABK and Blaze, but that leads right into, there's some music underneath it, and that leads right into this little Right Here song that's Violent J and Rude Boy fucking around in the studio. And frankly, I feel like they're trying to annoy an audio engineer on purpose in this song, especially when you listen to the end part and you hear Jay say, okay, he's getting really mad. And they're wrapping up the thing and they leave the vocal booth. You can actually hear the door of the vocal booth opening and closing as they are leaving. I feel like that's a legit moment. I feel like they're definitely on purpose trying to get heat with the recording engineer guy, especially with how obnoxious Violent J is with some of his combinations of cities and states. It definitely is one of those examples of what I feel is Violent J and ICP in general playing up their stupidity for heat, which I think without a doubt, if you watch some old wrestling stuff that they used to do, some of the old interviews that they used to do, without a doubt they make themselves seem stupider than they actually are. I know they come off stupid accidentally all the time, with all due respect, gentlemen, but they definitely on purpose back in the day would come off extra stupid, which I love. I love the idea of that, knowing that people already think that they're stupid, the self-awareness of knowing that people think they're stupid and then playing it up. That's brilliant shit. Andy Kaufman shit. So that leads into, after that one, some more silence. We get a call with Jay and Shaggy, which is really awesome insight into their relationship. Jay is telling Shaggy to bring this song to the studio, do a little 1-minute song, and he's kind of telling him don't bring all that equipment, and Jay's kind of politely making fun of him like friends do, and Shaggy's kind of laughing at it. Really fucking awesome inside moment into their relationship. Then there's the little 1-minute song which Shaggy did, which is fucking awesome, by the way. Basically along the lines of like, we've done it all, we've conquered it all, which, by the way, feels very much like it could have been on the 6th, if you ask me. Especially with all the little weird songs that we got on the 6th. After that, there's a little bit more silence, and we get Violent J with a quick Yo Mama joke, and yeah, that's Bizzar. And that leads us to Bizzar. Oh, and I didn't mention, so Another thing with the reason I think that these are two different listening experiences and the order in which I think they should be listened is the first one has question marks like, what is this storm? You know what I mean? And the intro is very much, this storm is here. We don't know what it is. That's what they're describing in the intro. The second one, the eyeball, they can see what the storm is if you listen to the intro. They know now. There's things coming out of the sewers. There's juggalos with clown paint coming out of the sewers now. So you can see now. Your eyes are open. So that's another reason I think that there is a listening order to these. So yeah, I basically talked about that intro. But after that intro, you get track 2, which is Bizzar, but with 2 Z's. Very much a title track type of thing, like they would do with the Joker's cards. You know, back in the day, you'd get your Joker card title track, and yeah, so it's kind of a throwaway song, but very fun. But Twisted's got a part on it, so I feel like this is one of the ones where maybe they chop right at the Twisted part again. Now, once again, I feel like they're going to be chopping a lot of these songs and just to shorten stuff up. So I feel like we're going to get half versions of a lot of songs, and I think anything with Twisted is definitely getting chopped. And we got one of those coming up here at the end that I'm hoping they don't chop completely. Track 3 is Cherry Pie, one of their best sex songs ever. Great party song. Very excited to see this live and see motherfuckers going crazy. References to Harlan Williams, Sonny and Chris Candido, Eminem's Mama disc, which kind of goes back to the other disc even. Now he's referencing the other disc with Please Don't Hate Me. Jesus Christ. After that, you get Questions. Questions is very much in the vein of, you know, these other songs like Fearless and What. Like, all of these songs are kind of like little, they're kind of going back and forth with these what ifs scenarios, or these ways to show you in which they do not give a fuck. Questions is a little bit more deep though than those other songs. Questions is like why the world is so fucked up type of song. Interesting fucking guitar work on the verses. If you listen to the background music stuff, some really interesting stuff going on with that. Isham on the hook for this one. I believe Isham was even supposed to have a verse on an incarnation of this. Yeah. Taco motherfucker. Yes. And after that, we have another skit with Florida Joe, another character from the Shaggy Show of that era. They were obviously having some fun with the Shaggy Show on tour, and they ended up putting these characters on the album. Florida Joe, man, Florida Joe should make a comeback. I think I've been pushing for a Florida Joe comeback before, but yeah, that needs to happen. Mr. Happy is number 5. Another brilliant Violent J song, man. This is one I think was for the 6th. Oh shit, did I skip Rainbows and stuff, dog? Yo, how did I skip Rainbows and stuff? Oh my god. Alright, we gotta go back. I fucked up. So going back to the first album, I just realized this is another, because I was gonna say that that song, the song I was just about to talk about, I was gonna say, is from, in my mind, Mr. Happy is one that was meant for the 6th, and that made me think, oh shit, I didn't talk about Rainbows and stuff. I completely bunny hopped that. My apologies. We have to go back and talk about Rainbows and stuff, because Rainbows and stuff, underrated, in my mind. Very happy, ridiculous. So captures that era of Violent J's thinking. The D-Loc sister, the NyQuil pills. This is so Violent J just let loose. Obviously meant to be a throwaway song, but I think really fun stuff. They better do this live. They better do this live just to get to the part, one of my favorite parts in any ICP song ever. This is why I had to go back to this. It's really important to me I bring this up. the part where I think it's in the third or fourth verse. It's late in the song. I like Shaggy, he's my friend. I like his mom 'cause she's nice to me. Thank you, Jay, I like you too. Well, it's okay 'cause we're family. That part is one of my favorite ICP things ever. I absolutely love when we get any stuff where Shaggy is being loved on by Violent J. When Shaggy is being just showered with affection by Violent J. The best friend song from Brother is a great example of this. I don't know, there's something adorable about that relationship. The fact that they're just so close, that they really are family. They feel like they are brothers. It's a dope relationship, and I just had to bring that up real quick. How fresh I think that is. Yeah, I completely bunny hopped that and went right to them. I got so excited to see Moon Glorious and talk about Moon Glorious, I completely bunny hopped that shit. Okay, back to the Bizzar with two Z's and Mr. Happy. So this is, yeah, like I was saying, I think Rainbows and Stuff was meant for possibly an early sketch for what they wanted to do for the Six, because I do think that they wanted to have a very happy tone for the stuff going on the Six, and I think that and Mr. Happy were early ideas of the kind of stuff that they would want to do for the Six that just obviously never made it, because maybe they just felt it wasn't good enough and maybe not even the right tone of what they wanted to go for. But Mr. Happy's amazing. The weird sounds during the verse, sitting on the pipe thing with the bicycle, bringing the bicycle back like he brought the newspaper truck back and still stabbing. When he talks about taking pills, he makes up a pill called Xanoffs. This is something that they've done, I find really funny, making up fake product names for stuff, specifically medication. He does it on Amazing Juckle Brothers too. Calizovestrians or whatever the hell he says he's taking for his panic attacks. I find that fucking hilarious because it's just making fun of that industry and the ridiculous names that they give pills. Xanoffs is really a funny fucking one. Xanoffs isn't a real pill, right? Like I'm not playing myself right now and like giving him credit for some shit that's actually a pill. Calizovestrian isn't a real pill, right? I'm not playing myself, right? Anyway, Six is Radio Stars. Obviously a throwaway, I think, but kind of fucking brilliant. And one of my favorite parts about this song is the way that the narrator talks about the clowns as being bumbling fools and idiots. I think that's really funny. And the fact that they're so kind of pathetic and sniveling in their attempts to come up with a good radio song. So let me go through the different songs. So this song's basically broken up by these introductions where they're trying to figure out a new style to get rich, and then there's little short verses that are basically little mini songs within the song. So your first mini song is a Master P Cash Money song. Your second one is a Weezer style song, indie punk style song. My favorite line from that one is Disco Lemonade and Cherry Jello. She drinks Disco Lemonade and Cherry Jello. I love that line. The announcer is so insulting, I wrote down. Jay getting mad at Shaggy at one point, and Shaggy being like, well, at least I tried, though. That shit is really funny. The R&B song, hearing Clown Boy remix in the beginning, those little subtle things, and also the little oohs at the very end, I noticed. I think I've never really paid attention to the funny oohs, the ooh, and the like really subtly going on in the background. That shit is really funny. I believe that's Shaggy doing that too, by the way. The two dim-witted idiots decide to stay with the wicked shit for life, going right into my axe, which is strangely, I talk to a lot of people who want to tell me, like, yo, I used to listen to ICP, and a lot of these people always bring this song up to me, My Axe. Don't get me wrong, I love My Axe, but I just find it such a weird pick for, like, randos who kind of used to listen to ICP always bring this song up to me. And I only bring it up because I've noticed the pattern, and I find it a little odd. Anyway, so My Axe is basically a Violent J one as well. The way Violent J kicks this weird flow, and in that weird flow, he's a, my axe is my buddy. The way he says buddy is just so infectious, and I think it's part of the reason that this song works so fucking well is the way he says buddy. There's almost a T in the buddy. I love it. And I think that's one of the reasons people love it. I think there's something about the way he says buddy. So much fun, great wicked shit, just mayhem. That back and forth part between Jay and Shaggy, that little bridge part is so fucking good. Yeah, I kind of forget that is even on there, that Shaggy kind of shows up on that song. Great fucking song. That goes into If, another Questions and Fearless type of song. They do a lot of flexing of their onomatopoeia on this. This is something else I give them props for. How they're always good at coming up with sounds. Part of the almost comic book nature of listening to their music. After that is Let's Go All the Way, another Juggalo live staple. This is the other music video that Island paid for. This song meant a lot to me back in the day when I was listening to these albums. I used to listen to this song like, feeling like a lonely loser, if you will, who didn't have a lot of friends. Don't get me wrong, I had my little crew of friends, but I was the weirdo amongst weirdos in some aspects. Like even sometimes, like my crew of weirdos would look at me like, "Yo, you're a little too weird for us." And I was like the only Juggalo like in the school and shit. So listening to this song would like definitely make me feel like I wasn't alone, if you will. Like I had the Dark Carnival with me, I had the Juggalos with me, and they had my back. Even though they weren't with me, I had support. You know what I mean? So yeah, very special song for me because of that. They do this song live a lot. The day of I want to say Wakanda. I know that's not what it was called. Shout out to Wakanda if you're watching, homie. The day of Yakanda, what was that damn shit called? Where they tried to invade TRL. They were trying really hard to get Let's Go All the Way on TRL. And Jump Steady was down there in the crowd. I'm just going to call it the day of Whoopconda in regards to Whoopconda. Anyway. After that is Let a Killa, which my favorite part of Let a Killa is honestly the intro, strangely enough. I love his sexiest sexist speech, which I actually have right here. I'm sick of this bullshit, all these bitches thinking that they're fucking that they're the fucking whip. That they're the fucking whip. They're the fucking shit just because they got Nedden. Fuck your Nedden, bitch, that's right. And don't call me sexist, because I ain't sexist. I'm the sexiest, but I ain't sexist. If I'm sexist, then I'm the sexiest sexist. Call me sexy. Sexy sexist. Always have loved that fucking silliness from Violent J. Don't have much more to say. Honestly, that's one they can cut short and skip. Am I wrong? Is Twisted got a verse on that? Did I might have been spacing out at this point listening. Does Twisted have a verse on Let a Kill? I can't remember. Does it say? I don't know, guys. I don't think it says. So after that we got, make sure I don't bunny hop. I almost bunny hop Juggalo Paradise. Jesus Christ. After that, track 11, Juggalo Paradise. Amazing. I can't wait for this song to be done live. Just a great Dark Carnival Juggalo energy song, like Take Me Away. I feel like it's going to just be amazing live. That It's All For You part. Honestly, they could probably close out with this one if they wanted to. Not do the next one, which they might not want to. I really hope they do. The last song is Crystal Ball, track 12, but Twisted's on it, and that's the reason I think they might cut it. But man, you guys, you can't deny that this song, if they just cut the Twisted part, I really want them to just cut the Twisted part, but keep some of that outro for Fago. I hope they're going to do Fago during the show, because I want to see Fago getting thrown like crazy with that Rain Comes Down part. That really slow female voice that is singing Rain Comes Down, and Fago flying everywhere. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. And the epitome of what I love this Juggalo shit for. Like Shaggy says, Fago flying everywhere, fuck making sense. And so, without further ado, we're going to get into the secret songs for this, and then I'm going to wrap up. I still got to do some packing. Secret songs for this one is a freestyle with Jay, Shaggy, a guy named Low Dog, and Rude Boy. Some very silly stuff. My favorite part is when Low Dog tells Shaggy that he needs to give that tight young tank top back to his son, because Shaggy was definitely rocking the tight tank tops a lot in that era. Very funny. Then we got some Yo Mama jokes with ICP that are great. And then the little You Bop Bizzar song with Violent J on acoustic. And that's it. That's Bizzar. And now, obviously, we're not getting any of the secret songs for this, but I think because if you cut out the intros, that's 11 songs each album. It's 22 songs. If you cut some of these boys in half, if you do halfway versions of a bunch of them, the songs with Twisted, you're cutting the Twisted parts. They very feasibly could do most of these songs, if not all of these songs, and do it well. So we'll see. I kind of hope we get the majority of them, or at least bits of the majority of them. And I think it would be really fresh if they considered doing a little intermission, a little break, where they played the intro for each one, and maybe even a slight stage set for each one, because you have to imagine they worked on some stage set stuff for the Bizzar shows that were going to happen in 2020. They had to have been in production of some of that stuff. That's the reason we're probably getting this show, is because some of that stuff was being used. So I think it would be incredibly fresh if they had an intermission of some kind and changed the set. A mid-show change of set. Maybe the question marks turn to eyeballs. That's the other thing. Will they confirm what I think is gospel at this point in my mind, that there is a certain listening order? Will they play random songs? Will it be a mishmash of songs? Will it not be in a certain order? There's only one way to tell. One way to find out. Go to the fucking gathering of the Juggalos. It's only a couple of days away. I'm leaving tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna be there for Wednesday, the parking lot party. If you see this green mop, say hello. Yeah, I'm fucking excited. I'm nervous, honestly. I'm kind of nervous and anxious. I'll be performing at the Howl at the Moon after party on Friday night after the main stage closes. Come check me out. I have a very special set that I've planned for you guys, so come check that out. Yeah, I'm going to be all over that motherfucker, so if you see me, say hello. I'm going to be filming some stuff, just Juggalo shit. Motherfuckers talking, motherfuckers doing crazy shit. I'm just trying to get the real Juggalo experience and share that, like I did with Shimmer Forest. So, yeah, man, I'm very excited. I'll see you guys in just a fucking couple of days. It's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. I'm fucking excited, though. So, everybody have a good night. I need to get off of here and go do some shit. There's still some packing stuff I need to do. You know, I am mostly packed, though. It's just last minute stuff, like putting everything together, if you will. But yeah, everybody have a great night. Everyone be safe. I'll see everybody at the gathering who's going to be at the gathering. And yeah, I'm fucking excited. Whoop whoop, everybody. Peace.